Hey, hello, sacred friend. Welcome back. I am Lori Andrus, and today we are going to sink into some conversation around bringing 2024 to a sacred close. We are on the cusp of the winter solstice, which officially means the beginning of the winter season. And during this time, and as we are at this threshold, just a couple days before and a couple days after the winter solstice, it's a really beautiful time to sink into some reflection, some inner contemplation, and to really stoke our inner fires, tending to our inner light and allowing it to just find a steady, even glow during this dark season of the year. I also want to share that this is going to be my final episode for 2024. Yeah, I'm going to take just a little holiday break and enjoy some quiet time. Chris and I are going to be welcoming a new puppy into our family over the holidays. Actually, in this coming weekend. I am so excited, and Coda's really excited too. And we would like to just take a little downtime and settle in and really welcome the puppy in a really sweet way. Chris will have a little time off, and I'm going to join him with that. So don't worry, I'll be back in the new year with some fresh content, and we'll sink back into some more conversations about crystal practices and other sacred things that can be woven into our daily lives. And with that, I'll also be bringing back some more episodes about some of the crystals and stones and the messages that they share in the Stone Speak Oracle. But if you want to dive down and check out some of those videos, they're really great. They're wonderful messages to just sink into and listen to in a nice, relaxed place. And if you want to stay kind of on track with working with the 2025 crystals and stones of the year and working more intimately with me and a beautiful community of individuals as we delve into working with the crystals and stones, sacred practices, shamanic journeys, and ceremony through the coming year, I'd love to invite you to join me in the Sanctuary Circle. This is my membership community, and it's a space where we really have an opportunity to connect, go deep, and really get to the heart of what is it that we're truly desiring, what are some of the goals we have, and how can we incorporate our sacred practice into supporting us in really coming into a centered place in our lives and nurturing and working with some of those desires that we have. And when I talk about the desires that we have, sometimes we recognize we have a specific aspect of our lives or our journey that we want to bring attention to and healing around. This is a space to do that. It's also a space to focus in on the things you want to create, ways that you want to create shifts and come to know yourself even more intimately. This is a supportive space to sink into working with the crystals and stones, working with ceremony, shamanic journeying, and a beautiful community to really activate different aspects of your path. All right, so you can check out down below. I've got a link in the show notes for the sanctuary. Pop on over there, check it out. So back to our topic for today, bringing 2024 to a sacred close. I want to invite you to just take a nice exhale with me, letting your body just come into a more relaxed place and let yourself get cozy. Let's have a nice, gentle conversation about this wind down of the season and the year. As we sink into these last couple days, calendar days of 2024, this is a beautiful time to harness the seasonal energy, which is one of reflection and inner contemplation and connecting with our inner light. It's about celebrating our own light. As we sink into this time, it's a beautiful time to just carve out some time for ourselves. And as we do that, I want to share with you just a couple practices that I lean into every year that I think could be really empowering and helpful for you in your life as well. So the first thing that I love to do is I love to gather up the crystal allies from the year. And for this last year, those two crystal allies were clear quartz and selenite. And then in addition to that, because we're in the month of December, I also love to call in the crystal ally for the month of December. And this December, we have two crystal allies, kyanite and blue lace agate. And I love to just spend some time with them. And for me, spending time with them is kind of playing with them. So like I might arrange them and see how they want to lay out in a different formation. I may just sit and hold one or many of them and let myself just attune to their energy. So as you do this, you can just simply get soft. And if you don't have these crystals and stones, you can just energetically call them in, invite them to be present with you. Yep, they'll show up, don't worry. And you can also look at a picture or a drawing or something that invokes that energy for you. And as you sink in and connect with them, let yourself just slow down. See if you can feel their rhythm. As you feel their rhythm, begin to just invite them to take you on kind of a memory journey, a reflective journey through the last year, to consider all of the things that have unfolded. Now, in the sanctuary this last week, we did a beautiful guided shamanic journey through the last year and invited the crystal allies to really take us on a reflective experience. If that's something that appeals to you, join us in the sanctuary. This is something we do on a regular basis. We journey with the stones. But for the purpose of this episode, I want to invite you to just let your mind wander and drift and experience some of the things that have happened and unfolded through the last year. I usually write down in my journal what was amazing, what was challenging. Those two simple questions open up so much information every time I write them out. What was amazing? What was challenging? As I look back on my own year, some of the amazing things that I see are I completed the Take It to Ceremony training that I was hosting and brought a beautiful group of individuals through that training. I launched the Stone Speak Oracle deck. Oh, how amazing to bring that into the world. Thank you, everyone who joined me in getting your deck and working with it and getting to know it. I took some time off and let myself have deep experience of stillness over the summer. And then as the fall came back in, I dove back in and have been really enjoying creating new things that reflect the work that I'm doing in the world. And I'm having so much fun with it. Some of the challenges that came over the last year was that I was going through a physical healing journey with my body. I was in a recovering my health sort of experience. And that took a lot of time. And I didn't give myself the slowness that I needed at the beginning of the year, which is part of why I took the time off in the summer, why I gave myself permission to slow down and just take a break. When I look back at that need for healing in my body and having the space for it and giving it or not giving it, that brought about its own list of challenges. And so letting myself just reflect on some of those challenges. Now, within all of those challenges came a lot of awareness about what's important to me, what I value, how I want to show up and share my gifts in the world, the work that I want to be doing, the ways that I want to contribute. And in addition to that, it reflected ways that I want to spend time with my family and loved ones differently. To me, those are gifts. And in addition to that, I had different experiences that brought awareness to the unique gifts that I offer to the world and the ways that they want to be shared. That's medicine. And looking back through that list of highlights and lowlights, or what was amazing, what was challenging, and letting myself mine the gifts, mine the jewels from the year, I'm harvesting what I want to bring forward into the new year. And I'm bringing awareness to what wants to be released. So when we look at what was amazing, what was challenging, our next question to reflect on is always around what is it that wants to be released and then what wants to be brought forward. Yeah, these are just natural and easy questions. You've probably heard them before, and you've probably worked with them before. And to me, they're ones that are just universal and so simple and able to bring just a sweetness into our reflection. They allow us to go into a soft space and open the doorway of listening to what our voice of inner wisdom has to share. Of our two crystal allies for this month of December, kyanite, blue kyanite and blue lace agate really encourages us to listen closely, to be aware that just as important as our words are, so is listening, having that soft space. And this winter season and the winter solstice is a beautiful time to sink into that soft, reflective, listening space. Okay, so as you've spent time with the crystals and allowed yourself the space to be reflective, the next thing we want to do is really honor the experiences we had over the last year, to mark it as a complete journey, to allow ourselves to recognize that there was a cycle that was unfolding within our own lives, and that cycle, it can be complete. And so honoring what we're receiving and what we're releasing in some way is really beautiful. For myself, this is where I love to have a fire ceremony, or to simply light a candle and burn some incense, or burn my favorite smudge, whatever I'm working with at the time. I seem to go through a rotation. And burning that smudge and letting that energy just be cleansed, be purified within my own energy field and released. So celebrating and welcoming and honoring the gifts that are coming with me, honoring, celebrating, and releasing what is complete. Letting the smoke be part of that. Let it be a gentle ritual, sacred practice. And there's not really a whole lot you need to do with that other than let yourself just be in a place of softness and energetic connection with you and soft stillness and honoring. Then the next thing that I want to share with you really has more to do with the winter solstice. And the thing that is really significant about the winter solstice is that it marks the longest period of darkness in the calendar year. So the longest night. And it also marks the return of the sun. And the return of the sun is this celebration, slowly, little by little, in the coming weeks, in the coming months, the amount of daylight hours that we experience, the daylight minutes that we experience, begins to expand. And during this time, we have this opportunity to let our own inner light really guide us, to shine within the world, and let our own light expand as well. This season invites us to honor the light within. Yeah, you, my friend, have so much light within you. Let yourself share it in whatever way is natural and aligned and authentic for you. Now, with this sacred practice, you may find that you want to pull some cards from your favorite oracle deck, or you'd like to sink into a little divination. This is a beautiful time to do that. Go ahead and let yourself just notice what wants to be shared with you. What messages does the oracle want to share with you? What messages do your crystal and stone allies want to share with you? What insights do they have to offer as you're winding down this year, as you're in this soft space of connection and reflection? And then once you've done that, if it feels aligned, you may want to do some reflection on what is it you're longing to create in the coming year. Now, I realize I'm giving you a big list of things to do, and you may be feeling like, hey, that's a lot to do in an afternoon, Lori. Absolutely, it is. Let yourself experience this and sink into each of these practices over a series of days. You may find that you start out with just a little bit of reflection, and then the next day, new insights around that reflection emerge. And the next day comes forward the gifts that you want to harness. And the next day is really crystal clear what you're letting go of. Let it unfold over a period of time rather than feeling like you need to rush it into an afternoon. I think we rush things so often in our world. And for me, sacred practice is something that is unfolding or kind of blooming, like a petal, like the petals of a rose. It slowly opens. And we want to give ourselves space to have our sacred, reflective close of the year be something that's also unfolding or blooming. It's a blooming process. Along the way, you may find that intentions and desires and things you want to experience differently, or what you'd like to do or create in the coming year begins to emerge. Take note of those things. Let yourself begin to form intentions for the coming year, so that as we hit the new moon at the close of this year, we have a second new moon on December 30th this month. How cool is that? Did you know that the second new moon in a month is known as the black moon? It is. So we have the black moon on December 30th. That is a beautiful time to activate and awaken intentions for the coming year, to begin to really anchor them in, plant the seeds of them into the earth. Now, quartz crystal is a really great ally for doing that. Let yourself just hold the crystal in your hand, use your breath to breathe in the energy of your intention, and let it be anchored. Let that vision land here on earth, whatever it is. So with that, sacred friend, I want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in and sinking into your sacred practice, whatever that is, as this year winds down. Enjoy bringing it to a heartfelt close and welcoming the coming year in a way that feels empowering and aligned for you. And if you'd like to join me in the Sanctuary Circle, link is down below. We begin on December 30th with the new moon, and then we have a afternoon visioning day on January 4th, Vision 2025. We're going to set intentions, cast an oracle reading for the coming year. Lots of goodness coming with that. So sign up, join us. I'd love to journey with you in the coming year. Have a wonderful holiday, wonderful solstice, and we'll see you in 2025. Bye for now.